Malala Yousafzai, the girl who defied the Taliban. In the breathtaking Swat Valley of Pakistan, a young girl named Malala Yousafzai grew up with an unshakable belief in the power of education. Her father, a schoolteacher, nurtured her love for learning, a privilege many girls in her community were denied. But in 2008, everything changed when the Taliban seized control. Schools for girls were shut down, and fear gripped the valley. Yet, Malala refused to stay silent. At just 11 years old, she began writing an anonymous blog for the BBC, exposing the Taliban's brutality and demanding education for girls. Her words traveled far, but they also made her a target. In 2012, a Taliban gunman boarded her school bus and shot her in the head. The world watched in horror, fearing the worst. Miraculously, Malala survived. Her recovery was not just physical, it was a rebirth of her mission. Instead of retreating, she grew louder. By 17, she became the youngest Nobel Peace Prize laureate, co-founding the Malala Fund to fight for girls' education worldwide. Today, Malala stands as a global symbol of courage, proving that one voice, no matter how young, can shake the world. Wangari Maathai, the woman who planted freedom. In Kenya, another revolutionary woman, Wangari Maathai, understood that change grows from the earth. Born in a rural village, she became the first woman in East Africa to earn a PhD, but her greatest legacy took root in the soil. Seeing deforestation and poverty devastate her homeland, Wangari founded the Green Belt movement in 1977. She taught women to plant trees, millions of them, restoring the land while empowering communities. The government mocked her. She was beaten, jailed, and called a madwoman. But Wangari stood firm. In 2004, she became the first African woman to win the Nobel Peace Prize, proving that environmental justice is human justice. Rigoberta Menchú, the indigenous voice that shook the world. In Guatemala, Rigoberta Menchú grew up in a Mayan community ravaged by war. When her family was massacred by the military, she fled, but not to hide. Instead, she became a global advocate for indigenous rights. At 23, she published her memoir, I, Rigoberta Menchú, exposing the genocide against her people. Despite death threats, she never stopped fighting. In 1992, she won the Nobel Peace Prize, forcing the world to listen to the oppressed. Marie Curie, the scientist who glowed in the dark. In a male-dominated field, Marie Curie shattered barriers. Born in Poland, she moved to Paris to study physics, sleeping in freezing attics and surviving on bread and tea. Her relentless work led to the discovery of radium and polonium, revolutionizing science. She became the first woman to win a Nobel Prize in 1903, and the only person to win in two different sciences, that is physics and chemistry. Even after her death from radiation exposure, her legacy still lights the path for women in STEM. Tarana Burke, #MeToo and the movement that roared. Long before #MeToo went viral, Tarana Burke, a black activist, was fighting for survivors of sexual violence. In 2006, she coined the phrase Me Too to help women heal. A decade later, her movement exploded globally, exposing abuse in Hollywood, politics, and workplaces. Burke's work reminds us that real change begins when the silenced speak. The unstoppable force of women. From Malala's classroom to Wangari's forests, Rigoberta's protests, Marie's lab, and Tarana's revolution, women have always been the architects of change. Their stories teach us that courage is contagious, resilience is revolutionary, and that no voice is too small to matter. As we celebrate these women, we honor every girl who dreams, fights, and refuses to be erased. The world changes because women do.